Nepal, a country wedged between India and China, which is well known for its scenic mountain ranges and boasts of having 8 of the 10 tallest mountains in the world, including the tallest, Mount Everest. Further down, away from the snowy peaks, are jungles filled with wildlife such as elephants, tigers, and crocodiles. It's peaceful and beautiful. But there's more to Nepal than that, more than the average hiker or tourist would see. There's poverty. Many people, especially those in rural villages, live below the poverty line and have limited access to clean water. The country is prone to power outages. The streets are narrow, rocky, and uneven. The government is corrupt and prevents the required progress. Conditions were made worse at the start of 2015 when a devastating earthquake destroyed many homes, buildings, roads, and claimed the lives of over 8,500 people. Rebuilding is slow, and many live in tents until they can afford to build another house. But that's not all that makes life difficult for many women there. Patriarchy runs deep within Nepalese culture. Girls are often denied the opportunity to go to school because they would be married off in a few years and leave the family. Once married, they potentially face a life of domestic abuse or being abandoned if they fail to produce a son. Otherwise, girls who are desperate for employment are targets for human traffickers and can end up in forced labour, prostitution, or pornography.
Growing up in Nepal as a woman, it's a lot of challenge we have to face, especially even I personally I face some challenges like growing up in a village, like when you grow up in a family that only girls, female is, like you don't really get a lot of respect. And like for example, when in Nepal, when we have son is born, like people make a party, it's big celebration. Then when his daughter, then we don't really have because it's we don't seen as important in our family because one day we'll get married and leave family, so it's not really a big thing for family. That's why even still we have this problem that when son is born, there's big celebration, but when daughter is born, we don't have that celebration. So
This gender discrimination is further entrenched by religious beliefs, which claim that only those who are cremated by a son will reach paradise. Women are generally prohibited from attending funerals, even of close family members. But this is slowly starting to change. Anita attended the funeral of her own father, despite the negative reactions of her community.
yeah, there were some people, they were really upset and they said this is against our community, the rules that we've been following for many years. And when my father died, they tried to stop us going to the funeral because we were female. And because in my family we didn't, my father didn't have any sons, so as we his children, so I feel like we have right to go and go to his funeral and then be there, and not like people from the society it's okay to go, and but his family is not, and I think that's wrong. So I decide to fight for that, and if you're not happy, if you think this is against the society, the rule that's been following for many years, then don't do that. But we have to do it. Then we had to break that rules, and then even not many people were happy about that, so they didn't they didn't like us, but we had to do it.
So women have a difficult life ahead of them. The future is even bleaker for those who are disabled or marginalised, living in small villages in the mountains. Nepalese culture holds them lower than men, and a lack of education keeps them there, removing any opportunities for social mobility. A little over 10 years ago, a woman from Melbourne recognised the need to empower these women, enabling them to make lives for themselves where they can support themselves and their families. This was the beginning of 7 Women, a development project which trains women in skills that can earn an income and change their lives for the better.
Hi, my name's Stephanie Willard. I'm the founder and CEO of 7 Women, which which is an organisation which economically and socially has empowered over 5,000 women here in Nepal from marginalised backgrounds. Seven Women started 10 years ago when I was in Nepal leading groups of architects from Australia over to Nepal and came across a tiny tin shed in the back streets of Kathmandu with 7 women with disabilities living in this tin shed. And as I got to know the women's stories, I learned about the stigma that's attached to disability here in Nepal and funded 2 trainers to come and train these women in a skill with my last $200 so that they could learn a skill to earn an income for themselves and their futures.
Since then, the project has grown, expanding the number of women it can reach by opening new centres both in the city and in villages. The women's lives are changed through the various programs offered.
This year is Seven Women's 10-year anniversary and we've managed to empower over 5,000 women through economic empowerment and also social empowerment when they get together in groups. So our main programs through Seven Women are literacy training, which is really the start of a woman's empowerment journey, skills training and income generation where they start to earn an income, and then we support them to start their own businesses if that's what they're wanting to do.
Education is so vital to the development of a country and the empowerment of women and marginalised people. Education is also a tool for combating gender discrimination and can lead to women being treated as equals.
I think it's I personally I feel it's the education and the awareness and also the attitude towards the girls leaving home that they won't be able to look after us or like there will not be any support when they after they get married. I think that's really wrong. That because most of our family depend on the children when they get older because we don't really have much government support or because we mostly rely on the children when they get older. So that's why having a son is very important and for the family members. So I think one of the examples, I think for my family also, like we didn't have a son, but I can do it. The same, the support that son can do. You know, it's just the matter where you if you believe in your daughter and you give that opportunity, and she can do it. Same thing that a son can do. So it's just believe in your daughter, and that will make change, and also give chance for the education and just make her feel give that freedom that she needs to change the society.
And that's exactly what Seven Women is doing, giving women opportunities. Not just in the capital, Kathmandu, but in the villages as well, where there is a real need for education, but where opportunities to go to school, especially for girls, are rare.
Seven Women has 6 centres here in Nepal, 2 in Kathmandu and 4 in remote village areas, which is where the real need is for women here in Nepal. So the main programs that we run at the beginning in the villages are literacy, because most women in those villages are illiterate. So we've seen huge changes over the past 10 years. Once women gain these skills, they're able to understand numbers and read and write, their confidence increases tenfold and they're able to make choices over their own lives because they understand how to count their money, how to save money, how to earn money, and how to not get ripped off in the local market as well. And their mobility comes with an understanding of how to read and write. They're able to understand bus signs, street signs, and move outside of their village, which opens up their whole mind.
The centres are a safe haven for women, where they can go to learn how to read and write, learn skills such as sewing and knitting, sell the products they create, and earn an income from them. These centres provide so much for the women.
I like they will one thing they will learn is skill. They will build their confidence, and women will have the freedom to economic freedom that they can support their children and support their family and the society. Because I think once women have that freedom, and the women can do anything that what men can do too. So I just think like because certain women have that like create that freedom that women can come and work and learn and same way be open about how they're feeling. So I think and so I think women are more likely to become a self-sustainable through their own income and to give them a lot of power so they can support their own children's education and you know they can change the society.
While Nepalese acknowledge aspects of their society should be changed, of course there have been many challenges along the way. Changing a nation's culture isn't easy, and it's not a quick process.
There's been many challenges along the way in developing an organisation like Seven Women. The first challenge and very steep learning curve was when the women received skills training to make income for themselves and their families. We didn't realise that not being literate would really impact the quality of the products that the women were making. So they weren't able to measure products and understand quality control and all those sorts of things that enable them to make great products and run a business and earn money if they were illiterate and they couldn't understand numbers and reading and writing. So we then had to start literacy classes, which have gone on to have amazing impacts, which are far beyond being able to measure products. Other challenges that we've faced in our work is when women, statistically proven, when women start to be empowered, domestic violence rates skyrocket, and that's what we've seen starting to happen sometimes when we've started our literacy programs. So we've had to make sure that the women are protected while they're being empowered and then are able to create amazing ripple effects and changes in their communities while including the men as well in our programs and including them to have roles and responsibilities in that empowerment process.
I think there are so many women facing a lot of challenge. They just need to come out and speak about it and then how they feel and share and there will be so many people like help you on the way, and sometimes you will have tough time, like difficult time, but it's still like there will be a lot of people to help you. So I will suggest all the women just be brave and come out and then just be confident, and whatever you're suffering, don't keep yourself and share it with other people and other women, and they will help you as well.
Therefore, the centre also has places to stay for women who are at risk of domestic abuse or who have travelled long distances to be there. Women are also allowed to bring their young children to the centre while they are working. The welcoming and inclusive environment not only provides employment and skills training, but friendships, community, support, and so much more, which leads to personal and emotional development. This grows the self-confidence of the women, enabling them to put their new skills into practice and become independent. In line with empowering the women who attend the centres, the aim for the organisation has been to empower the locals to manage and direct Seven Women themselves. This prevents cultural paternalism, with a Westerner founding the organisation, and enables the Nepalese to make the project their own, tailoring it to their needs, because no one knows what Nepalese society needs better than the Nepalese themselves.
As the founder of Seven Women and being a Westerner working here in Nepal, I've worked really hard from the beginning to really empower the locals to establish their own team and carry on the work of Seven Women. So I've taken a big step back as soon as the initial 7 women that I met in the tin shed were capable of doing the managerial roles. It's really now run and led by Nepalese people, which is the whole purpose of empowerment. So I come sometimes and we create the future vision together, and I'm on Skype every 2-3 days with the women to talk through any challenges or anything like that, but it's really run and directed here by our Nepali team and board.
My job is to create a program, training program, and work with women, and also help with in a rural village, especially program in a rural village, to train the women and also help them with the program and planning and stuff like that. I basically help the women to make that design the program, and then we have a local teacher to teach the women in the village.
That goes right to the heart of the purpose of Seven Women, to help people help themselves. Once people have the skills and confidence they need, they can achieve anything they want. Their culture, religion, gender, lack of education, or living in a village will no longer stop them from living the lives they want to. Nothing will hold them back.
So the changes that Seven Women is aiming for is the empowerment of women and equality for women and men here in Nepal. So it's not about focusing on women and leaving out the men. It's about equality for men and women, because inequality that exists everywhere here causes a lot of suffering and pain for women, and they don't have control over their lives or their bodies. So that's the aim of our organisation, and to create a more compassionate and tolerant world here and society here in Nepal.
These women are inspiring, going against the roles their culture dictates for them to achieve a better life for themselves and their families, and changing society in the process.
There's a lot that we can learn from the women that come through Seven Women. I think the main thing is resilience and courage, because every woman who steps in our door comes from huge suffering. We only work with marginalised groups, which might be single mothers, widows, disabled women, or women facing domestic violence. So just to come to Seven Women is a big step for some of these women, and seeing their developments over the years, and how much they've learned through skills training. Some have started their own businesses. It takes a lot of courage and resilience, especially in a society like this. It's a patriarchal society. So the lessons that we can learn and take from these women are acceptance, courage and resilience.
This organisation is paving the way for women, enabling them to create lives for themselves and therefore better lives for their families. It empowers them and creates opportunity for social mobility in a country where the culture tries to hold them back. They're not there yet, but there are ways in which we can get involved and even see and aid the progress ourselves.
There are many ways that people can get involved in Seven Women. You're very welcome to come on a hands-on development tour, which visits Seven Women and understands the social enterprise model on a deeper level. Also visit a number of other organisations that are having fantastic impacts in Nepal. Other ways are to volunteer. We really appreciate any skill and anyone who's wanting to volunteer, and I'm sure that it can contribute greatly into our future vision. The other way is to buy a product online on our website or from our shop, and that really creates more demand for the products here in Nepal and more jobs for women, as well as funding our programs in future.
The hands-on development tours offer a look into the lives and experiences of these women, and you can see for yourself the difference Seven Women is making in their lives and wider communities. Women are given hope for the future, a hope that they find inside themselves. All they need is the opportunity to see the potential they have. Many women have grasped these opportunities. They have started their own businesses, create and sell craft items, they teach literacy classes, and they teach Nepali language classes and traditional cooking classes for tourists. Nepalese society is changing, and it all started from 7 disabled women in a tin shed 10 years ago.